Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. This week brought to you by Spy and Trunk Club.
Hey.
A movie. Wow. We're big time now. And Trunk Club. But anyway, I felt like that was disparaging towards our other sponsor, Trunk Club, provider of fine shirts. I think I got this shirt from Trunk Club. I did, actually. So we'll talk about that later. How you doing, guys?
Good.
We got, this week, we got Gus.
Blaine.
Aaron.
Chris.
Gus, well, you did much better this week, Blaine.
I was very scared.
But I've always liked driving and driving long distances. Like when I was younger, I was convinced that when I was an adult that I was going to be a truck driver.
Wow.
Just
aspirations, man.
It was like I want to drive, and there's a job where I would get paid to drive. It seemed like the perfect storm.
Win-win, yeah.
I was reading something about truck drivers, an article saying that they had a higher percentage of sociopaths and murderers or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Sociopaths definitely, but I don't remember what the other thing was. And it's like because it takes a certain weird mindset, that you just want to drive all the time and
get away from your past.
Yeah,
always be moving
and leave it all
never
behind.
Put roots down.
One rest stop at a time. There's a song in there somewhere.
Leaving a trail of dead hookers in your wake.
Big Trouble in Little China is a good movie. Gus, you have something to say?
The sad part is I still
want to be a truck driver.
I still would like to be a truck driver. Right? I still think it would be fun. I think it's for me. It's the not having to deal with anybody else.
Right.
You're just in a truck and occasionally you get out and put gas in it.
Well, talk about things that'll be autonomous. I mean, truck driving will be one of the first. I think they're already doing that in some Norwegian country, I think.
I think it was Volvo developed the self-driving.
Yeah, a buddy of mine was actually working for Volvo and Scania, and he was doing all the tests on that. And, I mean, he's like, yeah, it'll be within a decade.
Yeah. See, I'd be a truck driver if I could just monitor the truck. Like, if the robot cars were driving and I was just like the overseer. That'd be cool, because I hate driving.
You just want to get paid to sit in the car.
Yeah, I'd do that, yeah.
You don't like driving. Well,
I hate driving.
It's not driving, technically.
It's
So
just
you just be in a big moving office, essentially.
Yeah.
Going from town.
You see like a desk and a chair, just zooming down the highway.
Smokey and the Bandit would be so boring if that were, if autonomous trucks were in the 70s.
Initiating chase protocol.
Yeah.
Chase protocol.
Smokies everywhere. And, yeah.
Our friend Zach, he's writing a book right now, and so me and Aaron have been reading different chapters of it, and he said that his dad wanted to name him Ben, and his last name is Anner. It sounds like so Banana.
You met his dad. You know exactly why.
That was totally on purpose. That's got to be on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was totally. Yeah. His dad's just weird guy.
No, but there were some other strange names
Yeah.
that Zach said he was going to name too. I can't remember what they are though.
It was after the movie Tron. Like it was like
Oh yeah,
Trondor.
yeah.
He wanted to name him Trondor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have taken.
He would have freaked out when Homestar Runner made that Trogdor cartoon. It was so close. He probably would have adapted the song for his name.
Yeah.
Trondor.
Parents almost named me Zane. I don't know.
Zane.
I could see you being a Zane.
No.
Zane is cooler than Blaine.
Fuck you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. isn't it?
But Blaine, Jesse Ventura's guy in Predator's name is Blaine.
What's the name of the actor?
Billy Zane?
Yeah, Billy
Well,
Zane.
no, but Zane Grey was a Western writer, I think, a book writer.
Oh, wow.
Well, he's
That's
like
real cool,
he's
Aaron.
like a cowboy man.
What cool Blaines do you know?
Yeah, Blaine. I'm Blaine.
Seeing Candles, right? He gets the girl at the end.
His name's Blaine.
What'd you say? He's an asshole.
Patch says he's an asshole. Can confirm.
Perfect name.
It's all right, Zane. Don't worry about it.
God damn it.
We should start calling. I'll talk to the tech department. We'll get a Zane at Rooster.com set up for you.
We can fill in the paperwork too to legally get your name changed. We'll just take care of that for you. It's like
Aaron,
$400.
I stopped listening to you 5 minutes ago.
Oh man, this muff is gross. This isn't my normal muff.
Usually I trim my muff, but it's
We need to replace this one. It's got like boogers on the top. It's really disgusting.
Gross muff you got there.
God, Gus, quit talking about your muff on the podcast.
Look at it. It's gross.
Is he not getting?
put it up to your face.
That's a pretty nasty muff, man.
I get it. I just don't care. Acknowledge you're stupid.
The mature one.
I'm mature. I don't know if you know that. That's what I'm known for in the podcast. Driving my truck around cross country, killing hookers.
We were talking about family vacations. I had this one where we went up to Oklahoma, and it was like this big family gathering, and like we had a big dinner and all this stuff, and I was out playing with cousins and I go down this slide because they had this like big jungle gym set up. Go down this slide and I just instantly land in like this just giant puddle of mud. I mean, there's like mud everywhere, and I'm just like covered in it. And everyone's like skirting away from me. They don't want to get really close to me. And my mom's like, "We're gonna get you to take a shower. You're gonna change into your cousin's clothes, honey," and stuff like that. I didn't find out until later the septic tank had erupted.
Oh.
And I was.
Could you not smell it?
I guess not, because I was just like, mud.
That's
covered in shit.
That's our Zane.
Yeah, little Zane,
That was
shitty
Zane.
Zane.
Oh God.
Wow, that's fucking awful, man.
And then the rest of the day, my cousins were calling me. Well, they meant to call me feces boy, but they couldn't pronounce feces, so they called it fetuses.
Why would feces be the first word they go to? I didn't know about feces till I was like 13.
Because I think they're trying to like refer to it in a mature. They overheard the aunts and uncles refer to it in a mature manner. You know, they weren't gonna be like Blaine just landed in a bunch of shit. They're like he's covered in feces.
dump boy or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That was my family vacation.
I've never fallen into an overflown an exploded septic tank, but a ruptured septic tank. But
Missed out.
I have a lot of family that live in Mexico, and one time I was visiting my great grandmother, and I to this day I still don't understand what the point of this is. But in her backyard, in a lot of the backyards in this town, there's like a little drainage ditch. They called it a sequía, and it was, I don't know if people if their house water like runoff went into there or what, but there was always like water in it, like crawfish and stuff like that. And I thought it was cool. Like it's like when you're a little kid, you don't understand. I was probably like 9. I was like, it's cool that my great grandmother has a river running in her backyard, right?
No.
But it's like this little ditch, and it probably was like as wide as this coffee table, 2 feet maybe. And my sister and I like to jump over it back and forth. And at one point, like, my sister didn't make the jump and she fell in.
Oh.
And I was laughing at her, but then, like, she was crying. Then I felt bad. So then I was like, oh, I fell in too, like, kind of did that whole thing. Then, like, went inside, and my great-grandmother was, like, started yelling at us, like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, get out of your clothes. And she made us coffee. So then this was, like, the greatest day ever. Because I was like, oh, I got to be in the river, and now, like, I'm drinking a cup of coffee. My parents were out, like, shopping or something. And then my parents come back in, and my mom sees me, like, naked with a blanket around me in the kitchen drinking a cup of coffee. She's like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I fell in, the sequía. She's like, you what? I was like she like went pale, like just thinking about like all the disease I was probably rolling around in.
Syringes like sticking at your back. Rio Gustavo.
Man, Chris and I were when we're flying back from LA on Sunday. Not to keep going on airport stuff,
Airport stories are like half of this podcast.
I know, but we're coming back from LA, and it's me, Chris, and Josh Flanagan.
We came from the beach.
We come straight from the beach.
Like we almost missed our flight because we were at the beach.
Yeah, one with the dead seal.
Yeah. So I'm like we're all wearing swimsuits.
We're wet and covered in sand still, to be clear. Anyway, Chris is up ahead of us in line because Josh and I had been doing, a little late. So he's up ahead, and we see him give his ID to the TSA agent, and immediately she looks at it, and this like little red thing flashes, and she's like, we gotta go to the side here. We gotta go to a different area. And Josh and I start laughing our asses off, as he gets flagged for whatever additional screening. And so, we're getting our way through line, Josh and I, and we look over at Chris, and he's getting the full workover as far as like they're digging through his bag and all this stuff, far off, and we can't hear them or anything. We see the TSA agent. The TSA agent says something to Chris. Chris kind of looks at him like that and does this to the table. He goes. And the TSA agent goes, no, turn around, put him out like that. And Josh and I are laughing our asses off. We were laughing so hard, and Chris is seeing us, far off, and he's like, shaking his head like that, and other people around us are laughing. And so I get up to the little scanner machine, and I go through the scanner, and I'm still looking at Chris and laughing because he's still getting, searched and stuff. And I get out of the scanner, and I'm looking at him, and this guy runs this little thing across me, and it goes, and I'm still laughing. He goes, sir, we need to go to the side over here. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, bring your stuff over here. So he runs this like little pad over me and puts it in this machine, and it brings up like some, red deal or whatever. He's like, I'm going to have to swab your entire bag. And I look over at Chris. He's like 10 feet from me getting searched through all of his stuff. And we're still wet. We're covered in sand. And so he starts going across my hands. He's like, what is this material on your hands, sir? I'm like, it's sand. I came from the beach straight here. And he's like, did you do anything else at the beach besides swim? I'm like,
Play with dead seals.
yeah, I was
but-
like, I guess I was playing with the seals, but and so he runs through the machine again. He's like, sir, we're gonna have to go to a private room. Is that okay? I'm like, what? And Chris just looks at me. He's like, yeah. And so I get led past Chris into this room, and I hear Josh laughing outside of the room and Chris laughing, and we're like causing a scene because we're all together and we all look like bums. And so I'm in this little room, and I didn't tell you this, but whenever TSA like really gives you the pat down, they call it out, whatever they're doing, and it doesn't help the situation at all. He's like, sir, I'm going to turn my palms around and run it down your chest like this, and it goes like that. And I'm like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And he's like, sir, I'm going to take my hand like this and run it between your legs like that. And he starts, doing this stuff, and I'm like, it was like, credit or debit, man. And he does all this stuff, and he's like, okay, you and your friend were at the beach. And I was like, yes, we're at the beach. He's like, okay, you can go. I'm like, fuck me. And I walk out, and Chris was just getting, unsearched, I guess. But it was, I mean, we were wearing swimming trunks. What are you going to do?
Sandals.
And sandals. Like, where are you going to hide anything?
Also, look at that face. Like, what is he going to do?
Look at this punum here.
We're talking about late and showing up tardy or, missed schedules and stuff like that. I got invited to a surprise party for some girl's friends, and I didn't know who they were, so I was like, whatever, just give me the time. And I start driving over. I show up. House looks kind of dark. I start walking up to it and about to knock on the door, and I'm like, hey, where are you? Like, no one seems to be here. And she's like, the party's not till next week. And I was like, in the middle of this yard, I was like, fuck me. Fuck. And then I like got back to my car.
It'd be great if you're in the kitchen of the house. You're like, where's the party, man?
I didn't realize I could have ruined this guy's surprise birthday party.
Like for a party, you feel like normally you just walk in, right? There's no need to knock. Like, what if you had just tried the door and gotten in there?
Hey, where is everyone? Surprise!
Zane here, ready to party.
Would have been a surprise.
I already drank all the beer in the fridge. Where's the cooler?
Have you ever freaked out at a cash register person, or have you ever had like such a bad customer service experience where you just lost your shit?
I think if I did, it would have been when I was like a teenager or something. Because eventually, once I had a service industry job, I realized, wow, people just have bad days, and you end up like, sometimes it's things people can't control, and you start yelling at them, and there's no fucking point.
Changes
to it.
your perspective once you actually.
Yeah. Did you have one?
Oh no, but I do remember this guy coming in when I was working for a luggage company, and he just right off the bat brought in his suitcase, and I was like, unfortunately, I can't return this item because we don't carry it in the store. It's some policy thing, and I was like, I'm going to get you this number, and I'm going to make sure I push you up on the list so that you can get customer service immediately, because I know this is a hassle for you. Being as respectful and kind as I could, and immediately he just started screaming at me. And then he started getting to the point where he started screaming at other customers in the store to get out because I was such a bad customer service rep. So, like, I couldn't yell at him back because that would be bad on my part. So I just started doing the kill him with kindness and was, like, smiling nonstop, like, thank you for your concern, sir. Like, just, like, went into robot mode, and then, like, I got the whole thing worked out, and I made some phone calls. And then he ended up, I handed him the phone. I was like, here's our customer service line. They can assist you now. And he talked to them. He's like, ah, fucking, okay. Throws the phone at me. And I was like, you have a great day, sir. Thank you. Come and get, just like, this guy's such a fucking asshole. I was like 19.
I mean, I've had to deal with...
He was 19 or you were 19?
I was 19. He was like 50. He was a grown man and should have known better.
People immediately turn... I was reading something about this recently because, I mean, I was dealing with my cable provider or whatever, and the immediate, thing that people do when they call customer service, of course, is like, I'm calling about blah, 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 and it's immediately negative, right?
Yeah.
And the person on the other end just turns off, right? They just, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. I deal with it every day, in and out, and I'm just going to go through the spiel. But if you're nice and realize it's not their fault necessarily, it's whatever the company's fault usually. You're just nice to them, then they'll give you all sorts of things and they'll work with you and stuff like that. And I mean, I totally understand that as far as like a customer service thing, because all you do is deal with shitheads. I used to work in insurance when I was a kid. And
when you were 6?
When I was 6. Oh, I had a job.
I can't insure your motorcycle.
Mommy,
sorry.
Joanna got you started early.
That's pretty good, Zane.
Yeah. I was 19, I believe. And like people were always mean when they called up, or they had a problem with their policy or whatever and stuff like that. And what?
Just imagining an Aaron teenager just be like, "Listen, asshole, I want to take your shit."
I'm sorry. But like, the nice ones, I was like, I will do whatever, whatever you need. You want some more life insurance? I'll give it to you for free, and stuff like that. And it made the
I
difference.
used to give discounts to people who were just like, they would just play ball. They would cooperate.
Yeah.
In fact, like I went and got a haircut and I had my name on the list, and then there was some sort of mix up, and then I ended up going last. But I mean, I was fine. I was just like reading comic books there, and they're like, "Do you want a free shampoo?" Like, when you're nice about it and you acknowledge that there's an issue, but you're just like, it's whatever. Then they're like, "Let me give you some free shit."
It definitely works a hell of a lot better.
Bye. Happy Memorial Day.